Shalom, everyone. This is Brother Mac Woods with King James Bible University. And today I would like to bring a teaching forth that is called Take Off Your Shoes, Your Authority, Your Burden. But before I get started with this teaching, I would like to make a public service announcement. We here at King James Bible University, along with the House of the Lost Sheep of Israel, we are not tied to or binded with any Hebrew Israelite camp, organization, or any kind of Christian denomination. We stand alone in the teaching of God's word, using only his precepts, the way that we are instructed to do so. So this teaching, it gave me a little difficulty, y'all. I must be honest about it. So I had to bring it to the men's study group to get some help on it, and some clarifications and some advice. And what I found out is that I was looking at this one way, and I was putting God in the box, basically. So with that advice and correction, it really helped me to realize what I was doing. And also, it gave me some enlightenment on how I need to open up my mind more and go a little bit deeper. So I want to thank the elders, the deacons, and the brothers, all who gave me some advice on this teaching. It was greatly appreciated. So before I start this teaching as well, I have a clip that I would like to show. It's about a minute and 20 minutes, a minute and 30. So, a minute and 20 seconds, a minute and 30 seconds long. And I will explain my reasoning for even showing it. So let's pull this up. Here we go.
There's a platform stage, people pimping, sharp as razor blades.
Yo, check out homeboy. See, I'm the brother out there, huh?
Look at the fish in his shoes. Girl, he must be a rock star.
The brother's walking on an aquarium. Hey, brother, do you get nosebleeds way up there?
Maybe it's his dinner.
Hey, homie, you expecting a flood?
Say, brother, you been shopping at the Goodwill?
The brother's an endangered species.
He looks like a clown. Where's the Mighty Cloud?
Well, we see with that The reason I wanted to show that clip is because I wanted you to see someone in their mind. See, you see when he first came out, if you remember this movie, it's called I'm Gonna Get You, Sucker. It came out in like 1988. And he was getting out of jail. And you see when he came out, he thought he was the cleanest thing since sliced bread. But you see how quick his mind changed. That was what I wanted you to see out of that clip. His mind totally changed in less than 2 minutes. Why? Because see, when he was first incarcerated, he did about 20 years. And that's how they dressed. But when he came home, when he got out, it was something all the way different. Didn't nobody dress like that no more. So many things had changed. But his mind had stayed back 20 years before he got locked up. That is the burden. Our minds is our own burden. See, this world changes. Let me give you another example. Remember cell phones? When they first came out, if you wasn't somebody with a whole lot of money, because they had them in their cars. And they was some big old, if you had one that you carried around, you had a big old pouch with the phone connected to it. Then when they made cell phones a little bit more accessible, you know, you can go to a store. I don't know how many of y'all remember Radio Shack. That was a store, or you could go to Sprint. All these little stores that you can go to now, like Metro PCS, and those, they wasn't nowhere around. But back then, your cell phone charged you by the minute. And it was free after like 9 o'clock, if I'm not mistaken. And it was free on nights and weekends. But you got charged by the minute if you used your phone during the daytime. Cell phone bills was ridiculously high. But now, cell phones are more affordable. You know, you got stores everywhere because things change. But there's only one that doesn't change. And his name is Jehovah. So that's what our minds should have been on all the time. Because he ain't going to change. I'm going to start this teaching off in Leviticus. chapter 25, verse 55. For unto me the children of Israel are servants. They are my servants, whom I brought forth out of the land of Egypt. I am the Spirit of God, your guide. So that's who we should have been following all the time. That's all our mind, hearts, and souls should have been concentrating on. Now, I'm going to go to Jeremiah. Jeremiah chapter 1 and verses 1 through 5. The words of Jeremiah, the son of Hilkiah, of the priests that were in Anaroth in the land of Benjamin, to whom the word of the Spirit of God came in the days of Josiah, the son of Ammon, king of Judah, in the 13th year of his reign. It came also in the days of Jehoiakim in the, I'm sorry about that. It came also in the days of Jehoiakim, the son of Josiah, king of Judah, unto the end of the 11th year of Zedekiah, the son of Josiah, king of Judah, unto the carrying of Jerusalem captive in the 5th month. Then the word of the Spirit of God came unto me, saying, Before I formed thee in the belly, I knew thee. And before thou camest forth out of the womb, I sanctified thee, and I ordained thee a prophet unto the nations. He knew us well before we were even born. He already knew who we were and who we were going to be. Let me show you. Let's go to Genesis. We're going to go to Genesis chapter 25, verses 20 through 23. And Isaac was 40 years old when he took Rebekah to wife, the daughter of Bethuel, the Syrian of Pandan Aram, the sister to Laban the Syrian. And Isaac entreated the Lord for his wife, because she was barren. And the Lord was entreated of him, and Rebekah, his wife, conceived. And the children struggled together within her. And she said, If it be so, why am I thus? And she went to inquire of the Spirit of God. And the Spirit of God said unto her, Two nations are in thy womb, and two manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels. And the one people shall be stronger than the other people, and the elder shall serve the younger. So this is an example of how Jehovah already knew everything before we were even born. And I want to show one more example of this. And we're going to go to Judges for this example. Judges chapter 13, 1 through 5. And the children of Israel did evil again in the sight of the Lord. And the Lord delivered them into the hand of the Philistines 40 years. And there was a certain man of Zorah, the family of the Danites, whose name was Manoah. And his wife was barren and bare not. And the angel of the Spirit of God appeared unto the woman and said unto her, Behold, now thou art barren, and bearest not, but thou shalt conceive and bear a son. Now therefore beware, I pray thee, and drink not wine nor strong drink. Eat not any unclean thing, for lo, thou shalt conceive and bear a son, and no razor shall come on his head. For this child shall be a Nazarite unto God from the womb, and he shall begin to deliver Israel out of the hands of the Philistines. We all know that that was Samson. So we see it is Jehovah who knew us before we were even born. So why wouldn't we know that following him is the best thing for us? We can't do no better than following Jehovah. He is the way, always has been. But we, in our minds, following these worldly things that we have that profits us nothing. But these are the things that we do. Let's go to Deuteronomy. Deuteronomy chapter 8, 1 and 2. All the commandments which I command thee this day shall ye observe to do, that ye may live and multiply and go and possess the land which the Spirit of God sware unto your fathers. And thou shalt remember all the way which the Lord thy God led thee through these 40 years in the wilderness, to humble thee and to prove thee, to know what was in thine heart, whether thou would keep his commandments or no. That's all we are supposed to do. is follow the commandments of the Most High and live. But so many of us have chosen death, have chosen to be separated. Even though we are alive, walking, talking, and breathing, we are separated from our Creator, from the Spirit that knows us better than we know ourselves. Our husband, our Creator. And we think we know better than Him. Even when giving the truth to people, they still want to lean on their own understanding. I was having a conversation with someone, and it clearly just show them the scripture. Why are you going into all these books? There's ESVs and the NITs, and it helps me to get an understanding. How? When if we are following His commandments, He told us not to go into any other books. That is simple. Don't go in no other book. But people want to do things the way they want to do things. Their mind, they're a burden. Their minds is their burden. And we've all been there before. I know my mind was my burden. You know, thinking about that clip, I can relate. There was a time, everybody remember Coogee, when everybody was wearing Coogee? Those outfits was about $300 a piece, shirt and pants or shorts. It's about $300. And at that time, that's what I was wearing. And when I got out of incarceration, and I was only gone 3.5 years. Like, man, don't nobody wear that no more. I'm like, what you mean don't nobody wear that no more? I spent $300 on these outfits. But guess what I did with them? I gave them all to the Goodwill. Why? Because of my mind was my burden. I can't get caught in nothing that's out of style. You see how they was laughing at them? I can't be laughed at like that. A burden. worrying about what everybody else think, how everybody else gonna look at me, instead of getting up out of there and getting myself together, getting my priorities straight. I'm worried about what people gonna think about when they see me with this old Coogee on. Silliness. My mind. Caring about worldly things. Let's go. We're going to stay in Deuteronomy 8, and we're going to read 11 through 19. Beware that thou forget not the Lord thy God, and not keeping his commandments and his judgments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, lest when thou hast eaten and art full, and hast built goodly houses and dwelt therein, and when the herd of thy flocks multiply, and thy silver and thy gold is multiplied, and all that thou hast is multiplied, then thine heart be lifted up, and thou forget the Spirit of God, thy guide, which brought thee forth out of the land of Egypt from the house of bondage, who led thee through the great and terrible wilderness, wherein were fiery serpents and scorpions, and drought where there was no water, who brought thee forth water out of the rock of flint, who fed thee in the wilderness with manna, which thy fathers knew not, that he might humble thee and that he might prove thee to do thee good at the latter end. We're going to go through some things, but it's for our own good. We got to be tested. You got to see, he got to make sure our minds are right. He got to make sure that when we come across a little adversity, we ain't going to just throw our hands up in the air and try to do everything our own way and forget everything that he has done for us. You can't get a little bit of something and then think, oh, I did this on my own. 17. And thou say in thine heart, my power and the might of mine hand hath gotten me this wealth. Hear that all the time. However, thou shalt remember the Spirit of God thy guide, for it is he that giveth thee power to get wealth, that he may establish his covenant, which he swore unto thy fathers, as it is this day. And it shall be, if thou do at all forget the Spirit of God thy God, and walk after other gods, and serve them and worship them, I testify against you this day that ye shall surely perish. We all perish. We all fell short. We all forgot. We did not hold to what we were supposed to. We did not hold to his commandments. We all thought we knew what was best for us. Falling to our own thoughts, our own ways. Oh, I could do it like this. When he was the one that knew us before we were even born. Let's go to Proverbs. We're going to go Proverbs 18, 1. Okay, there we go. Through desires, a man, male or female, having separated himself, seeketh and intermeddleth with all wisdom. We want to go around and mess with everything. We want to go in the NIVs. We want to go into the stupid Sefer Bible. We want to go into these buildings. I don't believe at all. I believe in science. There got to be many ways to get into the kingdom. I mean, anything, any and everything besides the one way that he told us. Because we feel like we can get some wisdom from everywhere. Let me go over here and let me learn what they doing over here. Then let me go over here and let me learn what they doing over there. Just taking up all this crap. And for what? Because we think we know best for ourselves. We don't believe that God is going to kill us. We believe everybody is in heaven. You even hear people talking about happy heavenly birthday. Happy heavenly birthday? Just so much nonsense in this world that we bring upon ourselves with our own minds, with our own thoughts, because we allow ourselves to be swayed by anything that we think sound good to us. Let's go to Jeremiah. Jeremiah chapter 10, 1, 2, 1 and 2, A and B. Hear ye the word which the Spirit of God speaketh unto you, O house of Israel. Who he talking to? Me and you, house of Israel. Thus said the Spirit of God, learn not the way of the heathen. But what do? We learn the way of the heathen, and then we spread it like cancer, just infesting anybody who will hear, anybody who might think that we know what we talk about. Oh, that sounds good. Yeah, that do make sense. Because we got a little slick way with words. And I'm known for that. I was known for thinking I got a little slick way of words. I can hold a good conversation. I know what to say to her. Going around, we got a world right now that's following up under Christianity, which is what? The way of the heathen. See, there was a time over here when our ancestors first came over here, we wasn't even allowed to read. But then when we was allowed to read, they gave us what they wanted us to know. They put up a whole system, a whole system. If you want to go and you want to become a pastor or a false pastor or a false preacher, you got to go to their seminary schools, their theology schools to learn the way that of the Bible that they want you to learn. Most definitely not teaching you precept upon precept. Why? Because they don't know it. They can't teach you something that they don't know themselves. And we have a whole world that is lost in this doctrine of Christianity. Over 45,000 different denominations of Christianity. And they gonna tell you that that's the truth. There's only one truth. One. But people feel like if you're in the many, then that gotta be right. You know how many people is Christians? That gotta be the way. Not even paying attention to scripture. Because there's only one chosen people. Not many, one. So the many got it wrong. Let's go to Baruch. Baruch chapter 3, verses 7 through 14. Come on. Mouse want to act up a little bit. For this cause thou hast put thy fear, and for this cause thou hast put thy fear in our hearts, to the intent that we should call upon thy name and praise thee in our captivity. For we have called to mind all the iniquity of our forefathers that sinned before thee. Remember, we are yet this day in our captivity, where thou hast scattered us for reproach and a curse, and to be subject to payments according to all the iniquities of our fathers, which departed from the Creator, our God. Hear, Israel, the commandments of life. Give ear to understand wisdom. How happeneth it, Israel, that thou art in thine perfection and beauty in thine enemy's land, that thou art waxing old in a strange country, that thou art defiled with the dead. That thou art counted with them that go into the grave. Thou hast forsaken the fountain of wisdom. For if thou hast walked in the way of God, thou shouldest have dwelt in peace forever. Learn where is wisdom, where is strength, where is understanding, that thou mayest know also where is length of days and life, where it is light in the understandings and peace. It's in Jehovah. It's his wisdom, his strength, his understanding that gives us life. We cannot get it any other way. Through him. But we got to get our minds right. We got to get our minds right. Stop letting your mind be a burden unto you, worrying about things that do not matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who the president is. It doesn't matter. It does nothing in this world matters. We should have tunnel vision, focusing on Jehovah, focusing on the word. Yeah, we got life to live because life gonna keep on lifing. So there are things that we have to do, you know, living in this world. There are things that we have to do, but we're supposed to do those things in the grasp of the commandments of God. And not our own vain imaginations. We're going to stay in Baruch, and we're just going to go right here to chapter 4 and 1. And this is the book of the commandment of God. The book, one book, and the law that endureth forever. So it ain't no way that the law is done away with. Because right here he tells you the law that endureth forever. And all they that keep it shall come to life, but such as leave it shall die, shall be separated. Let's go down to 27 and 29, 27 through 29. Let me make sure. Okay, yeah, that's 27 through 29. Be of good comfort, O my children, and cry unto God, for he shall be remembered of him that brought these things upon you. For as it was your mind to go astray from God, so being returned, seek him 10 times more. For he that hath brought these plagues upon you shall bring you everlasting joy with your salvation. If we, if I, if you allow your mind, because it was your mind to go astray from God. So we should what? Being returned, seek him 10 times more. With everything in us, we should be serving. We should be praying. We should be meditating. We should be studying every day. We should be thanking him that he even allowed his mercy and his grace is so bountiful. He even allowed for us, for this word, for the truth of the word to come into our hearts. And I know me, I pray that it stays. I pray he allow his spirit to stay with me. Because it's his. He take it and give it to whom he please. So I pray that he allow his spirit to stay with me. I pray for a heart of obedience. I pray that my mind and my desires don't stray away from his word. Keep me, protect me, that my mind don't go astray. Because once your mind go astray, let's, I just, mind. Let's see what this, your conscience, spirit, inner man. Let me go straight to the end. Your heart, your understanding, your spirit, your consciousness. Once your mind goes astray, your heart goes astray. Your understanding goes astray. Your spirit goes astray. Your consciousness goes astray. And don't think because you at King James Bible University, along with the House of the Lost Sheep of Israel, that you are safe. Because you're not. Now, I don't know the inner workings of things that go on. That's above my pay grade. It ain't got nothing to do with me. But this is what I do know. We have people here since I've been here who used to teach, bring forth teachings, just like I'm doing right now. And they're not hearing it anymore. And what I know is that Elder Johnson ain't came to nobody and just said, hey, you know what? I don't want you to teach no more. So if they're not here anymore, something happened. I don't know what it is. I really don't even care what it is. But I know that just because I'm sitting up here and I'm bringing you a teaching, I am not safe. I have to stay diligent. I have to stay focused. I have to stay humble. I know if Elder Johnson come to me and tell me something, or any deacon or any brother come to me and say, hey, I noticed this, and this is this, and this is that, I have to humble myself. See, I have to humble myself, listen to my brothers, even my sisters. If they come to me and say, well, Brother Woods, I noticed that, you did blase woo and you said blase we, and I have to listen. And we can have a conversation. But just because I'm bringing a teaching, don't make me safe. I got to keep my mind right. I got to stay in prayer for Jehovah to comfort, to cover me. Let's go to limitations. Limitations, chapter 3. 21 through 26. This I recall to my mind, therefore have I hope. It is of the spirits of God's mercies that we are not consumed, because his compassion fails not. There are they are new every morning. Great is thy faithfulness. The Lord is my portion, saith my soul. For that reason will I hope in him. The Spirit of God is good unto them that wait for him, to the soul that seeketh him. It is good that a man should both hope and quietly wait for the salvation of the Spirit of God. We have to hope and wait. Patience is a requirement. Patience is a requirement. If you think Jehovah is supposed to move when you feel like he should move at your timing and your timing, I could tell you right now, you might as well close your book up, set it on the nightstand, and go on and live your life, because you already dead. Sirach. We're going to go to the book of Sirach. Ecclesiasticus the Psalm. Chapter 6, verses 32 through 37. My son, if thou wilt, thou shalt be taught, and if thou wilt apply thy mind, thou shalt be prudent. Providing thou love to hear, thou shalt receive understanding. And providing thou bow thine ear, thou shalt be wise. Stand in the multitude of the elders, and cleave unto him that is wise. Be willing to hear every godly discourse, and let not the parables of understanding escape thee. And providing thou seest a man of understanding, get thee betimes unto him, and let thy desire wear the steps of his door. Let thy mind be upon the ordinances of the Spirit of God, on the orders, let thy mind be upon the ordinances of the Creator, and meditate continually in his commandments. He shall establish thine heart and give thee wisdom at thine own desire. Stay focused on him. Stay focused on the things that we got to do. Stay focused on his commandments. Study, meditate, learn. Learn of him. When Elder Johnson tell me something, I listen. I listen. Why? Because I know he know more than me. When Deacon Khalil, and I got kids his age, when he tell me something, I listen. Why? Because I know he know more than me. He was teaching well before I was. And if I got a question, I know I can go to him and get an answer. And if I can't, he gonna point me in the right direction. I didn't already call him before. So it's not about age. It's about being humble enough to say, I know in this area right here, this man or this woman got more knowledge than I do, and I can learn something from. But you got to be humble. And that is most of our problems, just being humble. We're going to stay in the book of Sirach, and we're going to go to chapter 23, verse 4 through 6. O Creator, Father, and Guide of my life, give me not a proud look, but turn away from thy servants always a haughty mind. Turn away from me vain hopes and concupiscence, and thou shalt hold him up that is desirous always to serve thee. Let not the greediness of the belly nor lust of the flesh take hold of me, and give not over me thy servant into an impudent mind. Let's see what this impudent is. Foolish, despise wisdom, lack of understanding, unwise, hard, stubborn, stiff-necked, shameless, presumptuous, contemptuous. See, when you don't give yourself over to an impudent mind, this is what Jehovah can do. Let's go to Ezekiel. Ezekiel 36, 25 through 27. Then will I sprinkle clean water upon you, and ye shall be clean from all your filthiness, and from all your idols will I cleanse you. A new heart also will I give you, and a new spirit will I put within you. And I will take away the stony heart out of your flesh, and I will give you a heart of flesh. And I will put my spirit within you and cause you to walk in my statutes, and ye shall keep my judgments and do them. See, this is what Jehovah can do with you when you don't have that impudent mind, when you allow yourself to be taught, when you don't think you know it all, and you don't think can't nobody tell you nothing. He said, then I will sprinkle clean water upon you, and ye shall be clean from all your filthiness. Because each and every person that's under the sound of my voice, at one time, we were filthy. And just speaking for myself, I think I was the filthiest of the filthiest, filthy of the filthiest filth. I had a lot of filth. I was dirty. I stank. Because I was a victim of my own mind. But again, when I pray, I ask Jehovah to put his word deep within my heart. I'm so deep grounded in there because I don't want to lose it. Let's go to Second Chronicles. Second Chronicles. It's Corinthians. I'm going the wrong way. Right here. Second Chronicles, chapter 34. And we're going to go 24 through 33. Then said the Spirit of God, behold, I will bring evil upon this place and upon the inhabitants thereof, even all the curses that are written in the book which they have read before the king of Judah, because they have forsaken me and have burned incense unto other gods, that they might provoke me to anger with all the works of their hands. Therefore, my wrath shall be poured out upon this place and shall not be quenched. And as for the king of Judah, who sent you to inquire of the Spirit of God, so shall ye say unto him, so shall ye say unto him, thus said the Spirit of God, guide of Israel, concerning the words which thou hast heard, because thine heart was tender, and thou didst humble thyself before God, when thou heardest his words against this place and against the inhabitants thereof, and humbled thyself before me, and didst rend thy clothes, and weep before me, I have even heard thee also, said the Spirit of God. Behold, I will gather thee to thy father, and thou shalt be gathered to thy grave in peace. Neither shall thine eyes see all the evil that I will bring upon this place and upon the inhabitants of the same. So they brought the king word again. Then the king sent and gathered together all the elders of Judah and Jerusalem. And the king went up into the house of the Spirit of God, and all the men of Judah and the inhabitants of Jerusalem, and the priests and the Levites, and all the people, great and small. And he read in all their ears all the words of the book of the covenant that was found in the house of the Spirit of God. And the king stood in his place and made a covenant before the Spirit of God to walk after the Lord and to keep his commandments and his testimonies and his statutes with all his heart and with all his soul, to perform the words of the covenant which are written in this book. And he caused all that were present in Jerusalem and Benjamin to stand to it. And the inhabitants of Jerusalem did according to the covenant of God, the God of their fathers. And Josiah took away all the abominations out of all the countries that pertained to the children of Israel, and made all that were present in Israel to serve, even to serve the Spirit of God, their guide. And all his days they departed not from following the Lord, the God of their fathers. One person It was one person who saved many because his heart was tender. One person saved many because his heart was tender. And this is why Elder Johnson gets on us men so much about teaching. Because you don't know who might hear that. You don't know who God is going to send that teaching to. So that one person could save many. Let's go to John as I'm getting ready to close up this teaching. Let's go to John 12 and 24. Verily, verily, I say unto you, except a corn of wheat fall into the ground and die, it abideth alone. But if it die, it bringeth forth much fruit. If we allow ourselves to die, you know how much fruit we could possibly bring forth? We have a living example right here in our face. Elder Johnson allowed himself to die. He learned, he studied, learned the ways of the Lord. Look at all these fruits. Now, no doubt, and he'll be the first one to tell you, he's just a servant. But he had to be willing to serve. And with him being willing to serve, he has brought forth much fruit. His teachings, Jehovah sends it all across the world. We have people from everywhere who comes on the Sabbath day to learn what thus says the Lord. And he just teach. Jehovah does the work. I just ran across them on the internet. But when I heard him, my spirit told me, search no more. So can we, my question, can you allow yourself to die to bring forth much fruit? Because we have a world of our people who is still lost, who are still held captive by the burden of their mind. Be that faithful servant. And this is men and women. While women might not be able to teach out front, but you can get that word to somebody at work that's bringing forth your fruits. That's your works. And then they come and start learning and understanding what we have been taught is a false doctrine. Begin to learn what the truth is. We all have a part to play in bringing Jehovah's flock back into the fold. This has been Brother Mac Woods with King James Bible University. And I'd like to bid everyone a shalom.